Hi, I'm Noah and I'm starting to upload my van conversion experience video. So, first of all, I would like to tell that I like travel a lot and I'm traveling with my dogs to the wild and also the dog shows. One day I was thinking I need a big car where I could stay in a wild, for example, where I can sleep and cook and take shower and maybe even have toilets. So I bought the biggest car I could find here in Europe. It's Renault Grand Space. It's quite a big car, but of course it's not a van. I made transform a bed, place for the dogs, place for the staff, but I've got possibility to change my car to a van, and it was Fiat Ducato 2011 L3H2, almost the biggest one of this kind of vans. It's 6 meters long and 2 meters wide. We could find the longer bus, but actually it can be a problem when you try to find a parking space, and when you, for example, go to a ferry, it can be much more expensive with a bigger car. So I think 6 meters is just okay for us, even if, for example, inside we could have a little bit more space, but anyway, this one is quite good. First, we removed the metal wall just behind the cabin, because we always have our dogs with us and we didn't want them to stay alone in the dark in the back without seeing us. So that was the first thing. And then we had to prepare our bus for installation. And it was terrible. It was so difficult to take away the old wood from the walls, because it was totally stuck there, and it took 5 hours for us to take it off completely. And then we realized that the floor is not very good. It's quite rusty, so we had to clean it with a special metal brush. This brush is made for this kind of work, and it works very fine for this. It was so much dust in the van, so we decided to just wash it out completely. After that, it was ready for painting. We painted it with a special paint. It can be painted to rust and prevent it from the rust in the future. And we also used a spray paint of the same kind for some parts of the wall. For the insulation, we used stone wool because actually we don't have a lot of choice here. Everything we could find for insulation here is this polystyrene foam and the wool. And we have glass wool and stone wool. So we decided to use a stone wool because it's quite ecological. It's better than glass wool, and it's more clean, and you don't have these little glass pieces everywhere. Of course, we could choose polystyrene foam, but we didn't want it because it's not suggested for the places where it's too hot. And the bus, especially walls and ceiling, it gets too hot when it's hot outside, when it's summer, when it's sunshine, and so on. So you don't want to breathe with it. The stone wool density can be various, so we try to choose the highest ones. We choose the wool which used usually for the roof. The density in this one is the highest one, and I think for the floor is one of the best. Then after that we put a foil on to keep the warm inside the bus, and for the floor itself we chose laminate floor. It's very easy to work with, and I like it much more than a plywood. And I don't think we needed to put plywood and then on the top laminate floor, because first of all it's too heavy. The plywood it's quite heavy material, and I don't think we need a lot of heavy materials in our bus, because the bus gets more weight and I don't want it to be too heavy. And so the laminate floor it works just fine. It's 10 millimeters wide, it's quite strong, and it can work itself, not worse than plywood. one little life hack. If you need to cut a nice corner, for example, I need this plywood to be cut off this corner. You can take anything straight, for example, ruler and pencil, and just lead it through the corner which you need to cut out. And with a pencil you just draw the right line. We choose to make a normal double bed, which will be always on a place. It's just much more easy for me if I go and lie down whenever I want, and I don't have to fix the bed every time. The size of our bed is 150 to 180. Under the bed we're planning to make a big place for our stuff and space for the dogs. To isolate vibrations of the metal while we are driving, we used 2 mm thick vibro damping. We actually used the cheapest one we could find. I don't know what is the difference between different brands, what is the difference in quality, but even with this one we got pretty good result in the end. Just listen how it sounds. I think the difference is pretty obvious. For the walls we use the same stone wool, but just with a little bit less density. For the walls we use this kind of wooden panels. It's very lightweight, and as I already told, we try to avoid heavy materials in our bus. So we use this one, especially in the places where we know we don't need to put anything heavy on the wall. So in our bedroom it will work just fine. And then in the front, probably later we will change to a more thick plywood. And the bed should be as comfortable as possible, because I have problems with my back and I can't sleep just on a plywood. Next time we are planning to make ceiling in the bath cabin. Actually, for me, the worst thing is in all this building project is not the building itself, but it's a planning. The planning it's quite hard. You have to think about a lot of things. You have to think about all the stuff which you will carry in this bus. You have to think about where you will have switches, where you have a light, where you will have all little things which you probably don't think in the beginning. So, and before every step I have to sit and plan for the next step, what I have to do and how I have to fix all these little things. Thank you for watching me. Please subscribe to my channel and see you next time. Bye.